is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jordan. I'm a first-year medical student in the state of New Jersey. So right now it is Wednesday night, pretty late. I was at a splinting event at school. I'm one of the leaders of the sports medicine club here. So us and the emergency medicine club held a joint event where we learned how to splint. It was really great. 3 residents from our hospital came and taught us. We used a certain material that they're not really familiar with. They usually use something called orthoglass, which they say is easier and quicker to use, but they couldn't spare all of their good materials just to teach students. So we used something called plaster. Basically, you dipped it in warm water, and then over time it got hard. So you just sit there and mold it to their arm until it gets hard enough to send them on their way. So really great event. Bunch of people came out. We all learned a lot. Bunch of people got multiple limbs splinted. So yeah, really fun. It is our first week back from spring break, so things are kind of crazy. We're starting a new block. It's called hemostasis and allostasis, and it's basically our cardio, pulm, and renal block. So it's our first week of cardiology, basically. Monday, we went over some just anatomy and physiology, nothing crazy. It was a lot of review, honestly. And then yesterday, we learned about electrophysiology. So with it being the first week back from break, a lot of clubs have been trying to hold their events, my club included. But so we had an event Monday night. It was our wine club. So actually the dean of our school hosts a wine club, which is pretty awesome. He's really into wine, so I think he started it with the first class, actually. This first meeting was just like a super basic intro, like how are wines categorized, different classes, how do you taste wine? And then I think every meeting from here on out is like covering a different country. So you do France, Spain, Argentina, US, that kind of stuff. So I think it meets like once every month. So I went, was really informative, really fun. Great to see my dean and also my classmates in like a very chill environment. And then Tuesday night, something really important happened. We had a meeting for our clerkships. So I don't really know the details of how other schools do it, but our school does like a lottery where we have 7 core rotations: family medicine, internal medicine, surgery, OB-GYN, pediatrics, psych, and neuro. And then I think a lot of schools do an ER rotation, but ours is longitudinal. So you have to do 2 ER shifts per other rotation. So like in your surgery rotation, you do 2 ER shifts. So the way my school does it, there's a bunch of different combinations, and you basically rank them from 1 to 24 in your like preferred sequence. So we had a meeting about that, and that lottery opens on Friday, I think, and then we get the results the next Tuesday. So pretty crazy. Our rotations start in December. It's sort of the end of April right now, so it's gonna be here before we know it. And then one more really fun event that one of my clubs is hosting is we're doing a group lift. So I'm one of the leaders of our lifting club. So we already had one meeting where we did like a circuit workout. That was really great. I think we had like 10 people come. So we have another one on Friday, but it's going to be more of like a powerlifting thing. So squat, bench, deadlift. I'm not sure like how many pretty experienced people will be there versus like beginners. So I'll be happy to just like teach people, but who knows, maybe everyone there knows what they're doing, so it'll just be a really fun workout. Alright, what is up everyone? It is Sunday night and I just got back from Rhode Island actually. So this weekend Mackenzie and I went back to Rhode Island, that's where she's from, so we visited her family, got to meet a bunch of her extended families, which was really great. Honestly, didn't get too much studying done, just because we were busy seeing people all the time, but it's okay. It's the first week of class and I was able to stay kind of ahead on everything this past week, so not too worried about being able to get back on track. To add another exciting event onto the week, I actually had my first conference this morning. So it was a conference for the Medical Student Orthopedic Society, and it was just a virtual conference. It was a virtual conference, which is always super convenient. So the first few hours were just a bunch of talks, and then at noon, there was a bunch of breakout sessions, kind of separated into subspecialty. Mine actually fell under diversity, equity, and inclusion because the study was about looking at the sex of authors and if that impacts the population that they study. So more specifically, we were looking at athletes, basically trying to see if, there's a female, either first or senior author, if that's going to increase the likelihood that they study female athletes. There's a pretty huge lack in actual literature on female athletes. A lot of the times they'll do the research on a male athlete and then just kind of assume that it's the same for a female, which there's been literature that kind of refutes that. We know that female athletes have an increased risk for ACL tears and concussions, and male athletes have an increased risk for shoulder instability. So basically the study found that yes, if there's a female first author, they're 2.9 times more likely to study female athletes. So we need to find a way to get more female researchers out there because we want to know if there's actual sex differences between male and female athletes so we can treat them properly. So yeah, that was this morning, and then we got back and I've just been kind of prepping for this next week. Second week of cardiology. We only have 4 weeks total of cardiology, and then we have our exam. And then after that, we have a few weeks of pulmonology, and then we finish out the class with renal. It's very nice to just focus in on one organ system for an extended period of time. Until now, we've only had like max 2 weeks for one sort of system. We had 2 weeks for female reproductive. Other than that, it's just kind of been all over the place. But I think from here on out, it's going to be a lot more focused, which just helps organize things in your head. Alright, well that is going to do it for today's video. If you enjoyed, please be sure to leave a like below and subscribe if you want to see videos like this in the future. Thanks, and I will see you in the next one.